20s are the most important decade of your life. Everything you do now, every choice you make compounds over time, for better or for worse. Some guys cruise through, wasting time, blaming the world, hoping things will just work out. Others make the right decisions early and end up decades ahead. Today I'm going to break down the 10 biggest decisions every young man should make early on. The ones most people regret not thinking about until it's too late. Pay attention because a few small choices now can literally change your life forever. Decision 1. Take responsibility. Are you going to take responsibility for your life, or are you going to blame everything else? It's tempting to blame your parents, the economy, your boss, where you were born, bad luck, all of it. And yeah, sometimes life isn't fair. But the thing about blaming everything else is that it doesn't actually change anything. It just makes you feel temporarily better. Like blaming all these external things takes the pressure off you. Like, nah, it's not your fault your life isn't the way you want. It's the economy's fault you're broke. It's your parents' fault you don't live in a nicer town with more opportunities. This way of thinking will get you nowhere in life. The harsh truth? No one is coming to save you. No one is going to fix your life for you. People who take responsibility earlier on still make progress even when conditions aren't perfect. People who don't, they wake up years later wondering why they wasted their 20s waiting for someone or something else to make their life easier. Taking responsibility doesn't mean beating yourself up. It means looking at your life honestly, saying, this is on me and I'm going to fix it, and then taking action. That mindset alone puts you years ahead of other people. Decision number 2. How do you treat your money? Money isn't everything, but how you handle it determines almost everything. Are you a spender, a saver, or an investor? Spending is fun. You get your paycheck and think, hell yeah, time to party, maybe lease a new car, or blow it all on random stuff like the newest iPhone that's barely different than the last. Problem is, that cash is gone before you even notice. Saving can be safer. You put your money in a bank account for a rainy day, or try and save up for that house deposit. But without investing, it barely grows. Inflation eats it slowly and invisibly. Investing is the game changer. ETFs, stocks, retirement accounts, even small consistent contributions multiply over time. Compounding interest is real. I wish I had started investing in my early 20s. Instead, I saved my cash, moved a few times, bought and sold some cars, and most of it got eaten by life. If I had invested consistently, I'd be years ahead of where I am now. The lesson? Learn about money early. Start small, start smart, and let your money work for you instead of against you. Decision 3. Who you surround yourself with. You are the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's not just some quote, it's reality. If your friends are out there every weekend getting blackout drunk, doing drugs, or wasting time, chances are you'll follow the same patterns. On the flip side, if your friends are ambitious, learning, building, and thinking long term, you'll naturally level up. It's not just people either, it's content too. Social media, news, podcasts, YouTube. Your brain is absorbing this stuff constantly. Negative content, conspiracy theories, or hate will affect your mindset. Positive, ambitious influences will push you forward. Your brain in your late teens or early 20s is like a sponge. Audit your environment, ask yourself, are the people I spend time with and the content I consume helping me grow or holding me back? Decision 4. How do you spend your free time? In your 20s, you have a lot more free time than you ever will again. Are you going to spend it gaming, binging Netflix, doom scrolling endlessly? Or are you going to use it to actually build something for yourself? Free time disappears fast, especially once you add in responsibilities. Full-time work, bills, maybe even kids. It's not impossible to work on yourself later on in life, but it's definitely way harder. Use your free time now to build, whether that be a side hustle, YouTube channel, a new skill, or maybe even starting a side business. Whatever it is, just do something. Those late night grind sessions in your early 20s will pay off for decades if you stick with them. Now, this doesn't mean you can't spend time with your friends or on your hobbies. It simply means to be aware of how you're spending that free time, so you don't end up wasting 100% of it before you even notice that it's gone. Decision 5. Have a big goal. Do you even really know what you want? Many guys in their early 20s don't. That's fine, but drifting through life without a goal is dangerous. Years pass fast. Suddenly, 5 years later, All you have to show for it is a low-level job, a few temporary experiences, and regret. You need a goal, something big enough to scare you, but still achievable if you put in the work. For me, my goal in my 20s was weak. Just make money and save it, try and get that house deposit. No plan, no skill building, no investment strategy. I managed to save a decent amount of money, but majority of that just got eaten by life. If I had a bigger goal with actionable steps, I'd be way ahead now. Decide what your goal is, make it specific, then create manageable steps you can take every day to help you achieve it. Decision 6. Build good habits. The habits you develop early on in life have a way of sticking with you and can be difficult to change later on down the track. In high school, we had an activity day they called Sports Day. It varied from things like going bowling, ice skating, tennis, etc. And one year they offered to take us to a local gym, so I chose that. And I quickly fell in love with hitting the gym and have been going consistently for something like 14 years now. This is a good habit, or as I like to classify them, a building habit. You've got habits that build or habits that don't. Consuming a bunch of TikTok or Netflix every evening doesn't build towards anything, besides maybe a nice distraction and a hit of dopamine. It doesn't really add to your life. Same as eating shitty food every day. It might taste really good at the time, but do it often enough and you'll be out of shape and really unhealthy. Things like going to the gym, eating healthy food, learning new skills, or trying to work on yourself or side hustles are all things that are going to improve your life or at least build towards something that you can achieve. So try and strive to build these habits early on. Now, don't get me wrong, if you take this advice too seriously, you'll quickly burn out from trying to only do things that are a positive influence. You can still eat takeaway, you can still play video games, hang out with your friends, watch Netflix, scroll on TikTok, whatever it is. But you really should keep a tab on how much time you spend. But you should really keep a tab on how much time or effort you spend on these things. My personal rule is something like a 70-30 split between building and non-building habits. But that's just me. You have to sort that out. But that's just me. You need to sort out what your rule is for yourself. But just being aware of your habits and behaviors is already a huge leap ahead of the majority of the population. Decision 7. Handling failure. How do you handle failure? In life, you're going to fail. No two ways about it. And that's a good thing, believe it or not. Failing is the easiest and fastest way to learn. Trying and failing at something is infinitely better than never trying in the first place. And with each failure, you'll be one step closer to success. For example, at the time of making this video, I think I have 1 subscriber. My most viewed video has 20 views. Now I could take this as a complete waste of time and just give up, but I won't. I'll keep making videos, improving a bit each time, and trying different things. And eventually, if I stick at it long enough, I'm more than confident that the views and the subscribers will gradually start to increase. If I just quit now, I can tell you for sure I regret it later down the track. So try new things, learn to embrace failure, and understand that it's all part of the process of learning. Decision 8. How do you treat your body? How are you going to treat your body? In your early 20s, you feel unstoppable. Stayed up late partying all night? No worries. A few hours sleep and you're ready to go. Eat shitty food all the time? No problem. Your body can handle that easily. These things you can get away with when you're young. But once you start hitting your late 20s or early 30s, you start to feel the effects of these bad habits. You don't rebound as well after getting drunk one night. You feel the effects of bad food making you sluggish and less energetic. Your body begins to get stiff and achy. Most people end up with a bad knee or bad back. Even sleeping in a different position can make you feel... Even sleeping in a different position can have you waking up with a stiff neck the next day. But there's a few steps you can take to avoid this. Prioritize good sleep. Get yourself into a fitness routine, whether that's hitting the gym or a communal sport. Do some mobility work every now and then. Focus on consuming real whole foods as often as you can. And avoid binging on alcohol and drugs or shitty food. Set these habits up early on and you'll be thanking yourself down the track. Decision 9. Skills over passion. What skills are you actually investing in? This isn't about chasing some abstract passion or waiting until something feels exciting. It's about picking a skill and sticking with it long enough to actually get good at it, even when it's boring as hell. Writing, coding, sales, design, analysis, leadership, these are all real world skills that give you leverage. Hard work alone won't get you anywhere if you don't have skills to show for it. Skills multiply your effort. Most people quit right at the boring part. No one reads your writing, the code doesn't work, sales are awkward, and they move on. Call it finding my passion. But really, they never stuck around long enough to get competent at it. The smartest move is stacking your skills. Pick a core skill, then add one or two that make you more valuable. You don't need to be world class at something. You just need to be useful in more than one way. Passion usually comes after competence, not before. Early in life, you're not deciding who you are, you're deciding what you're willing to practice when no one is watching and it goes unnoticed. And that choice quietly shapes your opportunities when it comes to income and freedom later on down the track. Decision 10. Relationships. Your relationships either accelerate your life or slowly drain it. There's really no in between. A bad partner can cost you years of progress, mental health, money, and motivation. If your relationship is constantly stressful, full of arguments, or you feel like you're walking on eggshells, that's not normal. Choose the right partner or walk away from the wrong one. Most men regret staying too long in relationships that were holding them back. Early choices in love have a massive long-term impact. So that's it. 10 decisions every young man needs to make early in life. Some of them feel small now, some probably obvious, but they compound like nothing else. Take responsibility. Treat money wisely, surround yourself with the right people, build skills, habits, and your body. Embrace failure, set big goals, and guard your relationships. Your 20s are your time to build. If you start making the right choices now, your 30s and 40s will feel like you're living life on easy mode. Start today, even if it's just one small step. Thanks for watching.